Hi, Aaron Sylvan here with some tips on how to make 360 interviews look better using better lighting. As an experiment, I recently tried shooting inside a nightclub, and here's what the results looked like. Yuck! Totally unacceptable, right? The little action cameras really perform terribly when there's no light. The lighting's way too dim, which means the camera uses a very long shutter speed and a very high ISO. All the details blurred out, and really this result is not professionally acceptable. You have a similar problem if you try and shoot inside, say, an office conference room, where you'll get a result like this. There are light objects in the room and dark objects in the room, and the camera does a good job of averaging between them, but you see that what's happened to my face is that it's totally disappearing into the background. The lights are turned on. This is a reasonable exposure. It's a well-lit conference room in a normal office setting. But yet it makes for an unacceptable video because my face should be the focus of attention, and instead it disappears into the background. While it's not as bad as that nightclub example, I am rather blurry. Here's what happens with somewhat better lighting. You'll notice that my face is more sharp now than in the previous image because there's enough light that the camera could give a faster shutter speed and a lower ISO. Therefore, it's not as blurred together. Or by making further adjustments, you could even get a more dramatic effect like this. That becomes your choice. In this case, you'll notice that the back of the office has disappeared. This was shot in exactly the same conditions as this. The only difference is that we put that bright light closer to my face. So when the action cam adjusted the exposure from my face, everything that was not lit by the pro light fades into darkness. Now, if you don't want this dramatic good and evil Jedi Sith look with one side of the face all white and the other side of the face all dark, of course you'll need more than one light. When you're shooting 360 videos, of course you're trying to make an immersive experience. For that experience to work, you probably don't want your viewers to feel like they're on a video set or on a shoot, and so you probably don't want to bring in big lighting equipment. But if your instinct is to use available light only, sometimes you may end up with an unacceptable result, like what happened in the case that I just showed you. So when that happens, you might want to be prepared to have an alternative lighting solution. Today we're going to explore the use of these pro lights. Okay, this product, I'll put up a link so you can see where you can buy it. This product costs about $150 and is one of the cheapest possible solutions for putting some light on your set. Also, you'll notice it's fairly compact, so this doesn't take up a whole ton of space. It might be visible in a way that you would have preferred to hide, but at least your subject will be lit. This gets mounted onto a traditional lighting stand. You can buy a lighting stand like this for about $20, and the Pro Light is about $150. One clips onto the other, and these mounts are totally standard, so any light will work with any lighting stand. So what I'm going to do today is save you a little bit of trouble by showing a few examples of what it looks like when the light is positioned what distance from your subject. I'm also going to show you how diffusion cloth works. This is a fantastic product, also only costs a few dollars for a large amount of it. What I've got here is basically a sheet of gauze or tissue paper. Okay, I'm going to try and hold this up. Hopefully you can get a look at it. Okay, this looks like tissue paper, but it feels like Tyvek. It's very tough and not flammable, which is important because the light gets very hot. If you take one sheet, then you've got a single diffusion, and if you fold it over like this, now you've got double. It's going to give you a softer light. Use these things to attach the diffusion cloth to the barn doors on your light. Okay? Okay. Right, so now we've got a diffused light, and you can see what it's doing to me. And this is what it would look like without the diffusion cloth. So this is the direct light, and this is the diffused light, right? Huge difference. Even at this distance, this light is really very uncomfortable. The heat is causing me pain over here, and the exposure is probably blowing out the camera. So you want to keep some distance, keep this away from your subjects. Now I'm going to show you some examples of what happens shooting with the Kodak SP360 in a conference room in an office. without the light and with the light in various positions. And this is how it looks without the light at all. This is how it looks at a 45-degree angle, again without the light at all. Again, this is a distance that would feel the most comfortable for an interview. This is the camera. The lens is about 1.5 feet from my nose, and the light is unmasked and 4 feet away. Now the light's almost directly in my eyes, and I'm at a 45-degree angle from the camera. Also about a 45-degree angle from the camera, but now the light is almost behind me. Also looking into the camera, this time the light is about 4 feet away from me, double diffused. This feels a lot more comfortable on me. Now the light's about 1.5 feet from the camera, still double diffused. If I were doing an interview, I would have to sit around here. If I were sitting here for an interview, then I would be almost bumping knees with the person I'm interviewing. Easy, comfortable interview distance, maybe a little more than 2 feet from the camera, and the light's about 4 feet from me. Comfortable, normal interview. This is close up to the camera. The light's not quite as close as it could be. Double diffused light much closer to me now. I know you might prefer not to have lighting equipment inside the shot when you're doing a 360 video, but remember, it's better to have some lighting show than to have no usable footage at all. You don't want to get stuck with this. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Feel free to look me up if there's anything else I can do.